Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 26 of My Tiny Little House. Shut the fuck up. This happens every episode as my damn notifications go off. Welcome back to episode number 26 of My Tiny Little House, the only podcast in the world to feature a white man. It's a good episode, guys. It's going to be a great episode because we have sort of a theme. You see, we have a Patreon page. I don't mean to plug the Patreon, 5 seconds into the episode here, but we have a Patreon page, and over on that Patreon, I recorded an exclusive episode just for the patrons out there, just for the big mice. If you're not a patron, you're just a little mouse. I'm going to take off my Apple Watch so it does not distract me with its many notifications as it taps on my wrist. But yesterday, when I made this episode, I started talking a little bit about something called Hopecore. I think it was because we were sitting out in a beautiful field, in a beautiful, beautiful tree right above me. There was the leaves are actually starting to turn a little bit yellow here and there, depending on the tree. So I was like, wow, summer's finally over. I hate summer. I mean, okay, sorry, it's the Hopecore episode. We have to have forced positivity. I dislike summer. It is not, summer is not for me. There we go. That's the Hopecore. That's the positive, the forced positivity here. But I started talking about Hopecore. If you don't know what Hopecore is, it's kind of a trend on the internet. It happened to be the Urban Dictionary word of the day yesterday, and that's how it came about. That's how we came about talking about Hopecore. And I don't want to spoil too much of the Patreon episode. It was actually a really fun episode when. Honestly, even before I started filming the episode, I was like, man, I don't know, but like, I gotta make, at least, by the way, we do 2 exclusive episodes a month on the Patreon. And also at the end of each one of these episodes, if you're a patron, you get an extra 30 minutes to 45 minutes of content per episode. It's a fun time. It's always a good time. I know things were a bit scrambled the past 2 episodes, things were a little messy, a little all over the place. That's kind of just where my mind was at. But, We've had a little bit of a return to Daniel, a return to form. We're now back to being, little Daniel in his usual, less chaotic headspace. Maybe it's the beanie that I'm wearing on this episode. Yeah, my hair's a bit of a mess today, and I was like, you know what? I can't get my hair how I want it. I'm gonna wear a beanie. It's actually starting to get a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit colder outside, guys. The weather is changing. The season's changing. It's getting a little bit colder outside. I can start wearing the stuff that I actually like wearing and not, not sweating it out in like a t-shirt and some ripped jeans. I mean, I'm going to keep wearing the ripped jeans though. I actually really love these jeans. Sorry, audio listeners, you might be bored to death right now, but, we're going to be talking about some positive things, thinking about it's the cozy Hopecore episode. In fact, maybe we'll do this is the Hopecore episode. Maybe we'll do the cozy episode. I think the cozy episode is going to be a little more of a setup thing. Maybe I'll sit down next to like a fireplace somewhere. We have a fireplace at the house. I don't know if we can use it though. Maybe I'll put like a fake fire in there. That'll be nice. We could do this in like the winter time. I had an idea actually for the holiday episode, because the holidays are right around the corner, guys. You guys don't realize it's August right now. It's actually the end of August. It's almost September. Halloween is right around the corner. Oh God, that reminds me. I got to start planning Halloween content for the stream. Oh geez. Halloween's right around the corner. Christmas is the holiday season is right around the corner, which happens to be in December, which consists of many holidays, whichever one you might celebrate. Comment down below. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to this podcast if you like it, and do whatever it is on Spotify that you do in order to rank it. I really don't know how you do. Is there a liking system on Spotify? I really don't know. Download the episode. I know you can download episodes. Maybe download the episode. Maybe that'll algo boost us a little bit. But yeah, guys, this is the Hopecore episode. I came up with this idea. I was like, you know what? I even said it on the episode yesterday. I was like, when I record the main episode tomorrow, it's going to be the Hopecore episode, guys. We are going to try to keep things as hopeful and Hopecore as possible. And if you don't know what Hopecore is, don't worry. You will understand it. I think by the end of the episode, you will have a newfound understanding of what Hopecore is by the end of it. Because we're going to create some freaking Hopecore content, guys. That's what we're going to do. We are going to actually create some Hopecore content on this episode. Now, however, It wouldn't be an episode of My Tiny Little House, episode number 26 to be exact. Also, Patreon got back, or not Patreon, Cameo got back to me. I am trying to make a Cameo page, and my idea is I want to do the cheapest Cameo possible. Like, can I do one for like 50 cents? Like for $2 USD quarters, you can pay me to say something. I don't know. What's the cheapest you can go on Patreon? $5 maybe? Or not Patreon, Cameo, which by the way, our Patreon happens to be $5 a month. You can, subscribe, and it's only one tier. If you would like to get some bonus content. Are we getting interrupted already by Puppy? Dude, I swear it's been quiet all day. I waited too long. I really did wait too long actually to make this episode. I was waiting for the camera battery to recharge because Puppy's going to come into frame. Hi. What do you want? God, she is so needy, bro. This dog is so needy. Watch this. Okay, I'm gonna let her out. Right when I start recording too. Go. Don't back into my camera, please. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna bother cutting that out. That's staying in the episode. You know what, Puppy? You're getting shamed right now on the episode. She begged me to open the door to go out, to go see whatever was going on outside, and literally she just peeks her head out and goes, nope, and she almost backed into the camera. She almost knocked our camera over. She almost canceled the Hopecore episode. Guys, Puppy hates Hopecore, apparently. She doesn't want a single one of you guys to have any kind of hope, you know? Anyways, we were doing the word of the day, the Merriam-Webster word of the day. This one is euphemism. Euphemism. I love that. I love the little voice that they do. A euphemism is a mild or pleasant word or phrase that is used instead of one that is unpleasant or offensive. The example here is the HR department advises using the euphemism let go instead of saying that someone was fired. Is it really? I feel like contextually, euphemism can be used in any way. Is it really to like word something in a more positive way? Is it like kind of, I guess it is. I guess that is what like a euphemism is. Okay. I can see it. Like, okay. I guess I never saw it that way. I guess I didn't see things from the positive perspective on the Hopecore episode. And that's what we're going to have to learn about today, everybody. We're going to have to learn about Hopecore. We're going to have to learn about how to be hopeful and to feel things and to, share emotion and whatnot. I guess I'll have to come up with a euphemism and also use the word euphemism throughout the episode at some point. And Puppy's giving me the side eye right now. She's like, you really think you're that smart? And I'm like, yes, Puppy, I do think I am that smart. If you guys don't know who Puppy is, it is not the name of a person. That is actually a legit dog that I have. It would be a little weird if it was like a person that I had in my room that, crawled around on all fours and I had to let them out and whatnot, and they just don't show up on camera. But if you watch the streams, I think, has Puppy ever been like on camera for a podcast episode? I don't think so. I think she's always kind of like stayed away from like, I think she knows. It's weird because like I set up a Puppy cam on stream sometimes, and I feel like every time I set it up, like she knows that she's on camera. Like she knows that it's like, there's like, she stops doing the cute stuff that she usually does whenever the camera's on her. I think dogs understand cameras. I'm going to be honest. I think did I talk about this on another episode where I talked about how like, I did talk about this last episode, how like you can't teach dogs how to talk and whatnot. I think that like, I do think that they understand cameras though. Cause if you notice, the minute you turn on the camera, you're like, do the cute thing that you were doing, do the cute thing. And then they just freeze up and they're just like, what? You don't even say anything. It's just, hey, I'm pointing this device at you. You should have no context as to what it does. Now she's dozing off right now. She's like, you're boring. You're boring us to death on the Hopecore episode. Oh my God. This also would have been the perfect episode to film. This would have been the perfect episode to film outside. It's actually really nice out. Like the weather's starting to cool down a little bit. It's not a scorching 92 degrees. I don't have to run my AC. We're kind of coming back to, it all comes back in the end. And it's weird because at the beginning of summer, it was a huge concern for me of like, how am I going to record this podcast while also running my AC? And we made it work. We made it work. We improvised, we adapted, we overcame. We made it work. We made some pretty good podcast episodes. We filmed, at different locations. We did a few episodes over at my desk, which, I was sweating profusely throughout, but it's fine. I can take it. It just, I'm a resilient guy. I'm resilient. I guess my use of the word resilient, was a euphemism for trying to think of a negative word for what's the opposite of a euphemism where you use a more negative word for like a positive thing. What's the opposite? What's the opposite of a euphemism? A euphemism? A doophemism? I don't really know, honestly. Is there such thing as like, what is the opposite? You know what? I'm going to Google that. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. No. What is the opposite of a euphemism? What is the opposite of a euphemism? Diphemism. Wait, what? A derogatory or unpleasant term used instead of a pleasant one or neutral one. Interesting. And the example that they have is such as loony bin for mental hospital. Oh, so it does exist. That's actually really interesting. Wait, let's hear it.
Dysphemism.
Dysphemism, not dysephemism. Okay.
Dysphemism.
Dysphemism. Okay, I like that. That's fun. That is, yeah, I think I use a lot of diphemisms. Was there an S there? I think I use a lot of those in my life, and maybe we got to change that. Let's start using more euphemisms. No more diphemisms. It's the Hopecore episode. We're trying to be hopeful. We're trying to be happy. We're trying to put smiles on our faces. Maybe not. Maybe we're trying to cry a little bit. Maybe we're just trying to feel an emotion beyond just a neutral. Well, the weather's nice, and how is the traffic was rather congested today. I was having trouble getting around and whatnot. Okay, boring. Okay, there was actually something that I did want to talk about, and it also kind of leaned into like the Hopecore side of it a little bit, and that is that recently. A lot of you guys know, if you watch my streams, I've been kind of trying to get back into making music. At least toying with the idea a little bit. Playing around on Logic on my laptop. This one right here, that you can't even see it, but playing around on Logic a little bit. I also had a friend of the show, Allison, showed me how to use Rekordbox, which is like a digital DJing tool on my computer, which is I had some fun doing that. I think on Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday night. I was playing around with that a little bit, and I look forward to doing that a little bit more too. Maybe something will come of it. Maybe we'll officially make the intro song for this podcast, because I want to have just like a little intro, like a little riff. No longer than like a minute long. Honestly, maybe just a matter of like a few notes, just like a little or something like that before we I think the is like me shutting the door on the tiny little house that we live in. That could be fun. That could make for like a little animation or something like that, like a little like fades into like this little house, and the door is open, and I'm waving. I'm like, come on inside, and then like, dun is me closing the door, but I'm not closing it out to you guys. It's like it was more of like a welcoming thing, but the dun is like the episode's beginning, guys. Yippee! If somebody wants to animate that, I will pay you when I have the money too. But yeah, no, I've been toying around with that. That's been fun. That's actually been really fun. I've been like recording little videos of me and sending them to like friends of me, just like figuring out songs that I already know on my computer or on my little like keyboard thing. I have a Arturia Minilab Mark II, if you want to know what I play around with on Logic, and it's pretty compatible with anything. It works with pretty much any MIDI software. You just kind of it's very much a plug and play. But it can do some really cool things. It's got like knobs and dials and stuff like that I still have to figure out how to program that to Logic. If anybody has any advice on doing that, please either reach out to me or comment down below, because I'd love to get this thing set up so I can really make some cool things. Maybe it'll just be a hobby. Maybe my music will never see the light of day. Or maybe I will be selling out Madison Square Garden like Joji. I don't know if he sold out Madison Square Garden, but I know he played Madison Square Garden. And the reason I bring up Joji is for a very good reason. And that is that I recently accidentally logged into my old SoundCloud account. And this SoundCloud account, I think, was made in like 2014, 2015, around that time. That's when I made all of my music accounts, or all my music listening accounts was like Spotify. I had Amazon Music for a while. I don't like Amazon Music though. Although I would love to get into my old Amazon Music account. I don't know if it exists anymore though, because I think it was through my family and I think we deleted it. I would love to go in there and find all those old playlists, because I used that for a little while because it was free. Well, no, sorry, not free. I just wasn't paying for it. My mom was. And then that's when I was like a teenager. And then SoundCloud, of course, SoundCloud, my first ever SoundCloud account. And then I made a new one. I made a new SoundCloud account, I think in like 2019, because I originally wanted to start making music again back then and then didn't. It is what it is, whatever. Maybe I'll make a new one if I ever decide to put some stuff out someday. But that being said, I signed into my first ever SoundCloud account. And what y'all in chat, I'm not live right now, but what do y'all in chat know about a little album, EP, I don't really know what you want to call it, collection of songs called Chloe Burbank Volume 1. What y'all know about that? And if you don't know what that is, and you've been like a long-time Joji fan, well, apparently you haven't been a fan long enough. That was Joji's first ever album, EP. I don't know what you'd really call it. I guess it's technically an album. It never got an official release, and that's because they couldn't clear the samples, because he was like sampling all of these major artists. He sampled like Rihanna and like Ariana Grande on one song, and like all these other like older songs too. And like, so it never got to see the light of day. Besides like SoundCloud and whatnot. It can't get an official release. I don't think we're ever going to see it pressed onto vinyl. But I was driving around earlier today, and I was like, I'm signed into my old SoundCloud account. Maybe I'll give Chloe Burbank a little listen. Maybe I'll give this a listen again. Cause I was like, let me open this up. And the first thing that I saw was none other than that album cover. And I was like, oh my God, holy shit. And I'll try to link it. I'll try to remember to link it down below. If I can find it, but like it was, I think, let me actually double check. Let me double check. Because it might have not been the original upload. It might have been a different upload. But I was obsessed with Chloe Burbank back when it came out. Oh my God. I was there for that. And that album like carried me through. Yeah, you can find the full album on Spotify. Yeah, not on Spotify. Sorry. At least most of it's on here. Yes. I don't know why I double checked. I listened to it earlier today. It's just that I think SoundCloud's one of those like weird places where it's like, I'll find something and then I'll be like, oh, let me go listen to that again. And it's just gone. I don't know. Anyways, that being said, I put that on and I was like just listening to it in the car, going about my day, driving, kind of quiet, kind of a quiet, sunny, but, colder sort of day. And it got me thinking. I was like, man, what's the last time that I listened to this album? When was the last time that I like sat down and listened to this and had it like, mean something to me? Because I like it, all of a sudden, all of these emotions started flooding back from when I first listened to it, and how that album like carried me all throughout high school. I mean, I don't remember when it came out officially, but I remember listening to it a lot when I was graduating high school. And I remember like the emotion, like, I guess the album just really resonated with me in that moment. Something about the emotion of that album resonated with me in that moment, which was a really like uncertain moment in my life that I was like, I remember sitting down at my piano, at my keyboard that I had at the time, which I got it from this guitar store. It was like actually kind of like a children's like practice piano, not like a Fisher Price thing, but you could tell it was very much like a children's keyboard, but it had like a full set. I want to say like maybe 6 octaves. And I remember sitting down at it when I was like 17. I think it was like one of the last few days before I graduated, and I was just feeling really weird. I was really like, it was just a really like, I don't know. again, uncertainty. There was a lot of uncertainty there. And I remember trying to figure out the chords to each of the songs by ear, which I'm not good at. I got better. I've actually gotten a lot better at figuring out songs by ear nowadays, which is really uncommon for people to like. I guess it's like you're supposed to learn instruments at a younger age. Like your brain is more perceptive, and you're supposed to learn like ear training. That's what they call it, ear training at a younger age, because again, your brain is more perceptive to things. And your brain's a little more of a sponge than it is at 25, almost 26 years old. Wow, that's coming quick, dude. Holy crap, I forgot. I'm almost. That's right around the corner, dude. Damn, we got to make this album happen. Fuck. But yeah. What was I saying? I remember sitting down one night. It was thundering outside. Like there was like just like. You know, and I don't like storms, so I was trying to distract myself. And I remember having Chloe Burbank pulled up on my Dell Inspiron 15-inch laptop. This thing was a fucking behemoth of a laptop, and it really sucked. It was such a bad computer, even for its time. It had an i3 processor and 4 gigabytes of RAM. Just so you guys know what I was dealing with at the time. And I think I could run like in terms of video games, I could run like Five Nights at Freddy's and GTA San Andreas on that thing. And I remember just sitting there that night and like plucking away at the keys, trying to figure out the chords to it. And the album just really meant something to me. And then fast forward a few months later, you know, I graduated high school. And I spent that summer, you know, kind of getting ready for the idea that I wasn't going to college immediately. I did end up going to college, obviously, as you guys know. I spent that summer kind of mentally preparing myself for the fact that like all of these people around me aren't going to be there in the fall. Like in only a matter of weeks at this point, everybody's going to go off and like kind of do their own thing. And I remember just feeling kind of like a loser, kind of like well, everybody has this plan. Everybody has this idea for what they're going to do next. And I'm just kind of like, well, I'm going to stay here and work for a little bit and save some money and then decide what I want to do next. And fuck, dude. Oh my God. Am I going to start crying on the Hopecore episode? I'm not going to lie, for a moment there. I started to feel the tears. I started to feel like that, you know, that like that little choke sensation that you feel when you're like about to cry. I started to feel that for a second, and I started to feel the tears in my eyes a little bit. That's okay. It's the Hopecore episode. We can be a little emotional. We can be a little sad. I hope you're relating to this at the very least. And if you're not relating to this, I think you are at some point in your life going to relate to this. And I remember like it was, I'll paint a picture for you guys real quick. You know, okay, actually, I want to finish the original thought, then I'll paint a picture for you guys real quick. Sorry, the ADHD, that's the one thing that's remained constant throughout me in my life, is the ADHD and the inability to finish a thought. I remember like just thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, it's just going to be me. It's just going to be me, like, here. All my friends are going to be off at college in different places and whatnot. Because a lot of people that I know, at least a lot of people that I knew personally that I went to high school with, were like going off to college. They weren't like doing it at the colleges like local to us. A lot of the people that I know were traveling and were going to be, you know, gone. And I remember just like I dealing with that thought and wanting to spend as much time with everybody as possible before that happened. And I fast forward, you know. Summer passes, and it's September 6th, 2017, my 18th birthday. And I remember I didn't have any plans because, again, nobody was home, nobody was around. Everybody had gone off to college, and I was, again, still at home working my job at my local YMCA. Miserable, absolutely miserable. And I remember I was like, damn, I shouldn't be here right now. Like, I should be, obviously, I don't mean like I shouldn't be here as in like, I meant, yes, I should be alive, but like, I mean like I should be off doing something else right now. And I should be, you know, I should be, you know, not, you know, alone on my birthday and working on my birthday, no less. My 18th birthday, I spent my 18th birthday working, which granted at that age, probably not the worst thing you could be doing, especially when you need a lot of money, especially when you're trying to save money and get a car. that's where I was at that point in my life. And I remember I remember like the end of my shift. This is a little bit sad. I promise you, this kind of like comes back to a more Hopecore and hopeful thing at the end here. I remember as I was wrapping up my shift, my coworker who was closing up with me, she was like a little bit older than me, probably in her 40s. She's like, "Oh, do you have like friends coming to pick you up?" And I remember just like that innocent question, because she knew it was my birthday. Like that innocent question like hit me like a fucking like punch to the gut. Like it was just like, oh God, no. And I had to be like, no, I don't. And she was like, oh, okay. And she was like trying to play it off in like a oh, it's fine. It's like, you know, plenty of people don't do anything for their birthday. And I was just like, damn, dude, this is such an awful feeling, especially when you're like that young. Cause I don't know, to me, when you're like 17, 18 years old, like you're still really relatively young, and like, you're still kind of a kid in my opinion. You know, you don't immediately turn 18 years old on September 6, 2017, and all of a sudden you have everything figured out and you're not a kid anymore. I mean, legally in the eyes of the government, you're like an adult now and you got to pay taxes and all this other stuff. But it's like, you know, you don't immediately mature that day that you turn like 18. You don't immediately just become, you know, in fact, I think your brain doesn't fully finish cooking until you're 25. So that was supposed to happen last year. I still think that I still got a few more years left in the oven, so to speak. But I remember getting into my mom's car, turning it on, and putting on Chloe Burbank Volume 1, and driving home from work just in this awful, like, just, I was really trying to hold it together. I really was. I was really just trying to hold it all together and not break down and cry and just feel like I was just missing out on something. It was major FOMO, honestly. And I got home. It was already pretty late at that point. I like ate dinner alone. I went in my room and I started crying. That's right. I started crying. And I'm trying to think about how to round out this story in like a positive way. Cause now that I think about it, it's really negative. It really starts out really negative. And I was just in my room, just absolutely just not even bawling, but just like, you know, just kind of silently like sobbing a little bit and just feeling like shit about myself. And then I don't know what it was. Something in my head, like the melody to Rain on Me, or which is like, don't rain on me. And it has this beautiful harmony. Just started playing in my head. It was also raining that night too. Just started playing in my head. I remember this. And I was like, you know what I'm going to go do? Instead of sitting here and crying and being like miserable, I'm going to go smoke crack. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to go make the best of this. And I remember turning on my Xbox, and I remember firing up a little game that you might have heard of called Stardew Valley. And I remember putting on Chloe Burbank again, listening to the entire album again. I probably listened to it several times that day, and just spending the rest of my night playing Stardew Valley. And it was this, like, it's this moment in my life that like I go back to where it was like, it's like such a shitty feeling and feeling like shit, but finding some kind of comfort in something that I think is just like, honestly, like it really, really like a beautiful thing. It's like, you know, it's okay to not be okay. I think that's what I'm trying to say is like, it's fine to not be okay. I wasn't okay. And it's okay to not have everything figured out. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm a Twitch streamer who, you know, eats Diablo sauce, which I'm retiring that bit very, very soon, on the internet for money. Do you think I've got everything figured out? No, I don't. You know, but it's like a progressive thing. You kind of figure things out as they go. So I guess my message to anybody out there is, if you feel like you don't have everything figured out, if you feel like you're living in an endless time loop of nothing's ever changing, and you're never going to be happy, you're never going to do these things that you want to do, just remember, at some point in my life, on my 18th birthday, I was sitting alone in my room, raining outside, which I don't like rain. I don't like storms. Listening to that album and playing Stardew Valley, and just wishing I mean, just wishing that one day I would be doing what I'm doing now. So it's all possible, guys. I think that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that it's all possible. I think that like on days where I feel like complete shit about myself, I look back on who I was in that moment on that night. And I think it was re-listening to that album today. I look back on that night and think to myself, man, that guy would be so happy to be where I'm at right now. Like, even though happiness is relative, like that's one thing you also have to understand, is happiness is relative. You know, you're not always going to be highs and lows, ebbs and flows, as they say. But you know, I always look back on that moment in my life, and any moment in my life in the past where like I just felt very down on myself. I always think back to that exact moment, that exact night when I turned 18 years old, and I was just like, man, I wish I could just be doing this. I wish I just had like a computer and a camera and some lights and a microphone and an audience of people who actually really like me. And that's something that I want to say I really do appreciate, is that, like, you know, I actually, just before this podcast, I did a Q&A video for the main channel that should be up very, very soon. I'm going to edit that one together, I think tomorrow at some point, along with a snack review on the way. You guys got a snack review coming very, very soon. And, oh man, yeah, I wish that, I know back then I really wish that I had what I have now. And, you know, I guess my advice is also, if you want this, just start doing it, man. Just start doing it. I always say that. Just start doing it. But also I want to say that a lot of the questions in the Q&A video were really, really really nice, and really, really helped me with like realizing that like you guys really enjoy watching my stuff. And I also remember back when I was like, that's all that I've ever really wanted, is just an audience of people that like watching me. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, I mean, I don't like having to like clout chase or pursue what feels like I'm like not being my authentic self, and I'm having to fit the mold of a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer that, like, you know, epic pog champs at every epic win in Rocket League or whatever the popular game is right now. I like just having my own little corner of the internet where people come to, you know, appreciate me. Maybe that's a little, I don't know if that sounds a little narcissistic, but it's like, it took me a while to like recognize it and appreciate it. And, yeah, remember that, you know, past you, all that I can say is do things now that past you will look back on and be like, thank you for that. I know it's kind of general advice. Like, I feel like a lot of people say that, a lot of those like help, like, you know, those internet guru types really say those sorts of things where it's like, you know, do something now that past you will thank you for. And usually what they mean is like, you know, exercising, or, you know, whatever it is, eating healthier, you know, maybe start goofing off on the internet. Maybe just go out there, get a credit card, run up a bunch of debt on it, buying a bunch of cameras and lights. That's not what I did. I saved up. Probably the smarter idea is to save up and do that progressively, or, you know, over the years. But, you know, go out there, get a credit card, run up a bunch of debt, and then never pay it off. That's actually that's really good advice. That should be the Hopecore edit right there, is run up here, tell you what, to all the people who clip stuff, and maybe somebody out there can make a Hopecore edit of this exact moment. Go out there and get yourself a credit card. Drive to your nearest Best Buy and buy everything. Rack up a bunch of debt. Lights, cameras, a computer, a new desk. You need it. You need it. And don't pay back a single fucking cent of it. And then like, and then like it shows like a field, it's like panning and whatnot, you know, beautiful like little image right there. Also, I have a very, I guess, to plug the Patreon again real quick. We're not ending the episode. I forgot. We're not ending the episode. Don't worry. But to plug the Patreon real quick, I've been saving a really funny, actually maybe not funny story, but a really kind of a wild story, kind of in the vein of what we've been talking about over on the Patreon. Sorry to, you know, kind of seem like I'm secluding you guys from the club there a little bit, but or excluding, not secluding, excluding you guys from the club real quick. But all you need is $5 to enter the big house. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna call it. It's just the Patreon. You can become a big mouse. That's what I like to say. I'm trying to think now though. That was like, that was kind of a major point that I wanted to make in the episode, was to talk about that and talk about that feeling and that emotion, and that's, you know, it's okay to it's okay to not feel okay sometimes. It's okay to be like, I've had many points in my life where I felt down on myself. I felt like a loser. It all tends to happen a lot in the summertime, I've noticed. And then it always gets better in the fall. And then, I don't know, I always get like really happy in the winter. I don't know why that is. Like, usually things go really well for me, like around like wintertime into spring. And then like summer, I don't know what it is about the summertime. It's got a curse to it, man. I'm telling you, it's a cursed time of year, dude. It really is. It's like where everything just gets like, I don't know, like so many things happen in my life in the summer that are just so unpredictable that like change things. And change can be good. In fact, I want to say that there has been some good change in my life lately. I talked about this on, oh my God, I feel like I'm running over the same old ground. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. What else can I talk about though? I don't want to repeat myself from last episode. I guess I want to talk about the people that are interested in me making music, because a lot of you guys have expressed that. In fact, I think it was last stream, somebody expressed that they would like to hear me do music theory lessons on stream, and I think that could be kind of fun. Or how about like you know what? I could tell you guys a little story about one of my music teachers from back in the day. It's a good story. I feel like whenever people preface with like, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about one of my teachers, and like usually it ends with like, oh, they're on a list now or something like that. No, not the case, luckily, with this teacher. But it's Hopecore. It's Hopecore. Don't worry, we're staying on the brand of Hopecore. I'm gonna put a pin in that one though. I'm gonna remember that. You know, if I were to teach you guys music theory, I think I would only have a few streams of, I can show you guys how to do it. And somebody even proposed the idea of like having a quiz at the end of each stream, or like during the stream, of like, did you guys learn music theory today? Did you guys learn the C major scale? Heads up, it's very easy to learn. Did you guys learn D major scale? Yes, again, very easy to learn. What was I saying? I would have to kind of be like one step ahead of you guys though, because I would have to start learning some new music theory that I forgot over the years, like modes. I don't remember modes. Mixolydian, haven't even heard of her. But yeah, so if you're ever feeling like you're underqualified for something, this is I feel that way all the time, especially when I'm browsing Indeed for jobs and I'm like, damn dude, they want like so much from you and whatnot. I remember a story from one of my music teachers back in high school, because I went to, not to brag, I went to two high schools. I went to my regular high school during the day, and then in the afternoons around 12 p.m. I would take a bus to a different high school in a different town. And that was like an art school essentially. And I was a bass player. I was a musician. I played the electric bass, not upright bass, because those things are like thousands of dollars and really expensive to maintain. And also really fucking hard to play. Electric bass is so much easier. But I remember one of my teachers telling a story to the class one time. And we used to do these like big like assemblies every Thursday. Because it was kind of like a short, we only had 2 periods a day, and then like a free period in between at this school. So that's kind of how things ran. It wasn't like a full, like, I'm going to 2 schools kind of thing. It was like a shorter little thing. But every Thursday, when we would get there in the afternoon, we'd have a big assembly. And usually it was kind of like an open house, anything goes kind of thing. Like a student who maybe prepared a performance could perform. Sometimes the teachers would talk to us. Sometimes they'd, get us prepared for like a field trip or a concert that we were going to go do or something like that. And I remember this was towards the end of my senior year. That's kind of where we're dwelling on. Ooh, man, I'm giving peaked in high school vibes today. I especially gave that on the Patreon exclusive episode last month. Yikes. I did not peak in high school. Don't worry. I was not like that at all. But I remember he told a story about how he got hired to teach a like rhythm and dance, like drumming class. And he didn't know how to dance. He didn't know how to teach how to dance. So what he did to remedy that was he started to learn how he started taking lessons himself so he could stay one step ahead of it so that he could teach his students and pass it down. And he had to kind of keep on this treadmill of learning, taking lessons himself so that he could then pass that down to his students. Mind you, getting paid to do this. He's hired to do this officially. And I always thought about that. I was like, man, to those students down there, probably thought he was like super overqualified. He's like, wow, he's teaching us new stuff each week. Oh my God. And meanwhile, he's like kind of flying by the, getting by the skin of his teeth, so to speak. And, I always think about that story where it's like, wow, sometimes you never know what like somebody's like, what somebody's position is with something and how much they actually know. It's all perceptive, honestly. It's all perception. So if you ever feel like you're underqualified, just remember that guy that maybe you're learning something from is doing exactly that, is learning as they go and bringing that to you. Always remember that. Please always remember that and understand that. Because I remember when I found out, when he told that story, I was like, oh shit, you never know what people actually know. Like, you genuinely do not like have any, like, you can maybe have somewhat of an understanding. Maybe they slip through the cracks here and there and they mess up. But like that was kind of an eye-opening story for me. Honestly, it really was. Also, how's the freaking camera battery almost already dying, dude? What the heck, man? We've been trying so hard to make this podcast episode work, and I think this has been a fantastic episode. I hope you got some Hopecore out of it. I hope you felt hopeful. In fact, I would like you to comment down below something that you feel hopeful about, something that fills you with hope and joy. What is something that you're hopeful for in the future, or something maybe you're looking forward to? I know I'm looking forward to me and my friends are getting together pretty soon on a weekend to play some old PS2 games. And we're gonna have soda and cookies and snacks, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's something that I'm looking forward to. I think it's also another thing in life. Some of the worst points in my life are like moments in my life that like I didn't have anything to look forward to. I remember one of the most sad moments in my life was again, like after everybody had like left for college, the only thing I had to look forward to was the Monster energy drink that I was going to drink after work, because I wasn't old enough to drink alcohol yet. Monster energy drink that I was going to drink after work and then play Overwatch until I fell asleep. And that was my life for a long time, was just literally playing Overwatch till I fell asleep. The only thing I had to look forward to was like the new season, and I was not good. I wasn't great actually at competitive Overwatch. I think for a while I was starting to climb a little bit, but I wasn't making a name for myself. I wasn't playing in any esports, leagues and whatnot. Are those still a thing? Is like esports, did esports become the thing that it was supposed to? Did esports pan out in the way that it was like, it was anticipated by the media? I feel like, because I feel like I don't hear a lot about it. Maybe that's because I'm not in touch with it anymore. I feel like I say that a lot. I feel like I say that like, God, my throat's getting dry. I might need a little bit of water. I feel like I say that a lot where I'm like, is that still a thing anymore? But it's like, no, it is. I'm just not in touch with it anymore. I feel like people get that a lot. I feel like people get that way a lot, I should say. Maybe I should get back into Overwatch. I'll be honest, actually. I've been getting back into Fortnite recently. I've been playing Fortnite recently. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's that it's like, it's right there. It's a pretty like accessible game. You can play it on anything. I think they still have it on the phone. You play it on anything. It's like, if you're bad at it, you just stay in bot lobbies forever. And you kind of just like, that's what I do. I'm like so bad at it. I'm still in bot lobbies, but I've been playing like the past, oh my God, it's probably why videos haven't gotten out. I've just been playing playing Fortnite bot lobbies. Zero build, by the way. I hate building in Fortnite. I think it's so bad. I love just like a nice round of Fortnite. That's what I was doing before the episode was, I was waiting for the camera battery to recharge. That's why I'm filming this one later in the day than I would really want to. Because initially I wanted to start like an hour or two ago. But then I was like, oh, well, I filmed the Q&A video. Now I got to charge my camera battery up, which is already dying now. I probably need to buy a new camera battery soon. This thing's probably like on its last leg. I was just playing Fortnite, and then my camera battery finished charging. And then I was like, I'll do one more game. I'm watching this video essay. I'm going to do one more game real quick. And that game ended up lasting forever. I think I got into like top 3. And it just kept going on and going on. And I'm like, oh my God, how much time have I spent in this one Fortnite match? And then I was like, holy shit, it's already like 3:00. I need to film this podcast episode. I need to get this podcast episode out today before I start streaming tonight. Oh my God. It's going to be, luckily the podcast isn't like too much to edit. I don't think we've had any like major disruptions that I'm going to have to, edit out, or I'm keeping in that part where Puppy, where is she actually? Oh, she's like completely flattened on my bed right now. She's like a full pancake right now. She's just like, she's like, I don't want to be seen right now. She's like, I don't even want to be talked about on the podcast right now. She's like, don't even bring me up, pal. Don't even bring me up, dude. She's having a little bit of a diva moment. She can be a bit of a diva though. She really can. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I will say though, my desire for a Nintendo Switch 2 grows by the day. And that is just because I think I've been playing my Switch a lot more recently. I've been doing a lot of things that, like, I've been wasting a lot of my time, like not doing, like, I probably could have gotten a few more YouTube videos out, but I've just been like, but video games are right here. I've been playing Animal Crossing again on my Switch. I've been doing all these other things, like anything but like what I really want to be doing, which is like, making more videos. I'm glad to have finally filmed the Q&A video, which I probably should go upload that footage immediately after this podcast episode is finished and through. You know what I want to tease you guys with a little bit though? I haven't filmed the video yet though, but I want to show you guys. Oh, it won't work. Oh, it won't go. Okay. I actually want to show you guys. Sorry, that's going to be really loud in the mic. I fucking hate this closet door. I do want to show you guys. I'm going to do a random grab bag of one of the snack foods that we are going to be eating in the next snack review video. Which one? Oh, I already know what this one is. Which one is it? Ooh, look at that. It's Pringles Hot Ones First We Feast presents. Oh, wait. First We Feast presents Hot Ones. And this is the verde flavor. I don't know what that means. It's green. That means green in Spanish. That much I know. Should we be a little naughty and try one right now? Ooh, I'm opening up the can. Oh, look at me. I'm opening up the can. Also, I think these are expired. I actually have been buying a lot of expired snacks from Dollar Tree recently. Let me double check the expiration date on this. I was actually going to do this whole bit where I was about to open. Oh no! Now they're all going to be broken. I dropped the fucking can. I was going to do this whole bit where I was going to like pretend to be like, ooh, I'm going to try one early, but that would be inauthentic for the video. That would be very inauthentic if I didn't have a first time reaction to these chips amongst other snacks. I actually have to go pick up more tomorrow. Because I couldn't find anything else at Dollar Tree, so I might go elsewhere. I want to see if these expired though, because oh fuck, these are from 2014. Oh no. Let me see. Is there no expiration? Oh, here we go on the bottom. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh wait, no, we're okay. We're okay. Best by May 24th, 2026. Okay, we're fine. I mean, they're Pringles. These things are pumped full of preservatives and whatnot. I mean, they'll be fine. They'll outlive us. Probably. Generations and generations to come. Probably a whole new civilization is going to dig up this fossilized can of Pringles right here one day and go, oh yes, indeed. And like they're gonna shape an entire culture in their history textbooks or whatever thing that they're using. Probably not books at that point. Off of this, and they're gonna learn. This is gonna be like hieroglyphs to them. They're going to be looking at this. They're going to see the Pringles mascot who's on fire. They're going to see the Hot Ones logo. And they're going to be like, chickens used to breathe freaking fire, dude. Oh, my God. And maybe they won't even have chickens by then. Maybe they're going to look at that and be like, that's a dragon. That thing's a fucking dragon. All right. You guys do not get any extra looks at any of the snacks. I already was kind of being a naughty boy. And I spoiled it for you guys. I spoiled a little bit of the snacks that we're going to be doing for the next snack review video. I'm sorry if you're disappointed and you already know of one of the chips that I'm going to be eating. There's a lot. I'm going to let you guys know there's a lot of chips with the next snack review. I want to try to get a variation though. There was one thing that I was looking at the dollar store, but they were like long expired and I'm like, not going to risk that. It had fruit in it. It was like a dried fruit thing. And I'm like, even if it's dried out, I don't know if I trust it. You know what I mean? One of those things. Yeah, one of those things. But you know what? I want to give you guys some homework real quick. I want to give you guys some freaking homework real quick. What's something that gives you hope? Maybe think back to a moment in your life where you weren't happy. Maybe you were turning 18 years old on September 6, 1997. Did I say 1997? I might have said 19. I meant to say 2017. I'm not that old. You're turning 18 on September 6, 2017. And you're sitting at home playing Stardew Valley on your Xbox, listening to Chloe Burbank by Joji, and you're just wishing, man, I wish I was a world famous Twitch streamer. Maybe you had that moment in your life. I want you to look back on that, and I want you to think where you are now. Would you back then be proud of where you're at now? Think about it. Are you doing the things that previous you wanted you to do? And if not, there's never a better time to get on it. You know, time is not money. As in, you can spend money, but also get it back. You can spend time, but not get it back. That's my little philosophical quote for you guys for the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys I hope you guys felt something. I hope you guys did feel something in this episode. I hope you, maybe I inspired you to buy a Arturia Minilab Mark II keyboard to start playing, to start practicing. I am massaging my inner thigh. I'm not touching my wiener or anything weird. It's just that my legs are very sore. They've been very sore as of late. And I'm but simply giving them a little bit of a tickle, a little bit of a massage. Tickle was a really poor choice of words there, pal. Yikes. Not my best moment. We're going to have to make a whole pyrocynical video on Daniel. That is actually how you know you've made it. You get a pyrocynical video made about you. That's how you know you've really made it. When you're on the slop side of things, everybody. Maybe that's your goal. You want to make slop content. Go out there and make slop content. I can't say that my content isn't slop content. I review snacks, guys. I review snacks and I do stupid podcast episodes, guys. Sorry, not stupid. It's the Hopecore episode. We have to be positive. Sorry, guys. Forced positivity. Call me Roman frickin' Atwood because you got to smile more. I don't want to say he was onto something with that, but like, oh, puppy's up and away. Well, guys, we are about to get interrupted because I have the light on my door to indicate that I'm recording, but I have people talking right outside my door because that is just how things are around here. I also happen to live with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny, and they love to fucking throw around pots and pans in my kitchen whenever I'm recording or streaming. So sorry, guys, it's the Hopecore episode. We have to be positive. Anyways, I think I'm just going to call this episode Hopecore and hope for the best. Maybe the Hopecore algorithm will pick it up. Puppy needs to go out. We are kind of ending the episode at the perfect time, though. Okay, I hear you, puppy. I know you need to go whimper outside and then come back in 5 minutes later for the Patreon episode. If you want to, oh, hi, what are you doing, puppy? Okay. We're going to be over on the Patreon. If you want to give $5 a month, you can watch me, goof off for an extra 30 minutes to 45 minutes every episode. And you get 2 bonus episodes a month. So sorry, we're kind of wrapping it up quickly here because Puppy is being very impatient. I don't want her to bark because it's going to be really loud and echoey. It's going to sound bad for the audio and everybody's going to unsubscribe from the channel. So remember to like and subscribe and give me a comment down below and be hopeful for something. Be happy. Find something to smile about today. That is your freaking homework, dude. And also go out and rack up a bunch of credit card debt. It's a really smart idea. And never pay it back. It's only smart if you don't pay it back. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.